5 News This Morning starts now.
All right, well, this morning we're taking a look at the impact of hit-and-run crashes in Fayetteville. 5 News reporter Emily Moss spoke with police. She'll join us live in minutes with more.
And rain chances for us increase after midnight tonight. Friday more for northwest Arkansas. Saturday area wide. We'll talk more about the timing and impacts of this coming up.
And the USDA defends its decision to cancel its report on hunger in America. My food banks say that they still need the data.
All right, it is 6:30. Thanks for waking up with us. A live look. Good morning in Poto there. That sun on its way. We're going to get the day started right. Get you straight to the weather because that's what you need as you're heading out the door today.
Okay, no, I got to address the folks here. Is it crazy to not string your string cheese?
It's absolutely psychotic behavior.
So this morning, Danny brought string cheese, and he's eating the whole thing.
And I looked at him,
and
I go, you don't string your string cheese? And to me and Joe, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you want to let us know your thoughts, because I want some support over here.
I feel attacked.
I feel attacked, but we'll talk about weather right now. We're seeing temperatures right now in the 40s and low 50s. Kids out there, if you're eating your string cheese by the bite, I support you. Anyway. The kid haven't learned. Oh, you hear that, kids? Tiffany said you haven't learned yet. No, you've learned plenty. Believe me, I'm on your side. Temperatures right now are in the 40s, some low 50s there in Fort Smith and Van Buren. So again, a cool morning like it was yesterday morning, but still pretty quiet. See maybe just a few passing thin clouds. That's really about it. And as we head into the day today, we're going to see plenty of that sunshine. So as you're still heading off to the bus stop, again, a little bit of a cool morning. Temperatures in the 40s, mostly clear. We are going to see very light winds yet again today. So that's some good news for us. By recess or this afternoon, we'll see those temperatures around the 60s with mostly sunny skies. A few passing clouds as you're heading home. Otherwise, temperatures in the 70s, some in the low 80s in the River Valley. So today, again, a very nice day. Rain chances are there Friday and then through Saturday and maybe early portion of Sunday. Otherwise, for this weekend, it's going to be cool and cloudy. So we'll talk about this upcoming weekend and those rain chances coming up in your full forecast. For now, I'll take a live look at traffic for us on this Thursday morning. Take a live look along I-40 at exit 57 in the Clarksville area. Good morning to you there. Traffic moving smoothly so far for us on this Thursday morning, and we'll have that full forecast for you coming up there in just about 15 minutes. Joan.
All right, thanks, Danny. We're going to start with this story developing this morning. A bicyclist was taken to the hospital after being hit while riding along a highway in Crawford County. Now, the Cedarville Fire Department shared these photos of the scene, saying that crash happened there on Highway 59. The bicyclist was injured and taken to the hospital. The department says that the bike had working indicator lights. They're reminding drivers to stay alert and always watch for bike lights. Well, this morning we're looking into how many hit-and-run crashes happen in Fayetteville and how many people are actually caught.
5 News reporter Emily Moss joins us live with what information investigators have gathered. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Joe and Tiffany. That's right. I've been spending a few weeks now collecting data from Fayetteville police about what hit-and-run crashes they've been investigating, which ones they've actually been able to solve. Now, hit-and-run crashes are when a vehicle, a part of a crash, leaves the scene of the accident without contacting authorities. Here's some data now. Over the last 3 years, on average, Fayetteville has been investigating around 500 crashes, and unfortunately, as you can see there, only around half get solved. Sergeant Stephen Mock says they're on pace with the annual average, as you can see with the data, and it goes for how many people that they've caught from the crashes. Sergeant Mock says that people leave the scene for a variety of reasons, but there is no excuse worth the consequences once you get caught.
You can make the situation much worse. If you leave the scene of an accident where someone is injured, you've now committed a felony. If you have a suspended driver's license, if maybe you didn't pay some tickets and you maybe have some failure to appear warrants or things like that, those can be taken care of. You're just making it a whole lot worse if you flee the scene.
Now, Sergeant Mock tells me that typically when people get in these type of crashes, they lean on police for video camera footage from traffic lights. But actually, those things that look like cameras on the lights, they're sensors. They're not cameras. They don't store video data. So there's nothing they can do there. But he says if you are in one of these crashes, it's really important that you stay vigilant. You pay attention to the license plate number if you're able to. You write it down, you take a photo. If you're interested in getting a dash camera, those are getting more popular by the minute. He says that obviously those would be very helpful, but obviously not everybody can afford that kind of thing in their car. The biggest thing is just staying vigilant, relying on bystanders, and really having faith that Fayetteville police will be able to do their job. Back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Emily. Well, Fayetteville man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend and disposing of her body in 2022 will now represent himself in his upcoming trial.
Yeah, Casey Jennings is charged with capital murder, abuse of a corpse, evidence tampering, and theft of property. But at Jennings' request, he asked to represent himself rather than have a lawyer speak for him during trial. The judge said that she's never seen this before in a case like this. Afterward, the judge agreed, allowing Jennings, though, to represent himself from here on out. His current lawyers will be on standby, though. We spoke with the Washington County prosecutor who was in the courtroom.
I've never seen a capital murder case in Arkansas tried by a pro se defendant. This office will treat Mr. Jennings the same as we would as if he were an attorney. We'll hold him to the same standard that we would any attorney on the other side.
Well, Jennings' next hearing is set for November 25th and 26th.
His trial date is set for February 17th of next year. Well, a circuit court judge is ruling in favor of Franklin County resident suing Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. This over her decision to hold the District 26 general election in June of 2026. In the judge's ruling, the special election for the seat must be set as soon as practical within 150 days of former Senator Gary Stubblefield's death. That means a special election must now be held before Monday, February 23rd of next year. Governor Sanders' office sent us a statement saying she plans to appeal the ruling with the goal of saving taxpayer money and ensuring that the election is free, fair, and secure. Well, this morning, the government shutdown is entering day 23. Today, the U.S. Senate is expected to consider a bill that would allow some federal employees, like active duty military, to get paid during the shutdown. Senate Democrats are pushing for a measure that would allow all federal workers to get paid. This comes after lawmakers failed to pass a bill to reopen the government for a 12th time. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers could miss their first full paychecks this week.
Well, the government shutdown has delayed the release of what the Trump administration says will be the USDA's last report tracking hunger in America.
The administration is discontinuing the annual survey, which has been published for nearly 30 years. Natalie Brand has more.
Janae Davis has a monthly appointment at this food pantry in New Jersey.
Off shopping we go.
The 59-year-old is on Social Security disability and says last month she saw her SNAP benefits nearly cut in half.
I was like, okay, Lord, thank you. I have the pantry to fill in those needs.
According to the USDA's Household Food Security Report, more than 47 million Americans experience food insecurity, which means limited or uncertain access to adequate food in both quantity and quality. Now that annual report is going away. The Trump administration is scrapping it, citing redundancy.
It was one more waste of taxpayer dollars not being used appropriately. There are many, many other surveys collecting that data.
We've reached out to the USDA multiple times for details about tracking food insecurity moving forward. A spokesperson says the department has longtime relationships with other vendors who are able to provide, quote, less subjective data.
From the height of COVID, food insecurity is actually up about 65%.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey president and CEO Elizabeth McCarthy says federal data on food insecurity is crucial to distribution and outreach at state and local levels.
It really helps us understand trends, how things are moving in food insecurity, as well as if specific populations are becoming more vulnerable. We saw a rise in food insecurity for seniors. That's something that we wouldn't have picked up on without that data.
This food bank and others say ultimately their mission won't change.
Food insecurity will continue to be a problem whether we publish data on it or not. And we've really just been clear with our New Jersey neighbors, like, we know you're there, we see you, we're going to continue to serve you.
And they can't risk slowing down.
Start weighing your items.
Welcome news for neighbors who rely on the pantry for sustenance and support.
See you next month, hopefully.
Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, this morning, nonprofits that provide care to children going through trauma and abuse are being impacted by federal cuts. The Children's Safety Center of Washington County says that they're starting the new year with $400,000 less in grant funding.
We provide forensic interviews, which are conducted by specifically trained interviewers who know how to interview a child who has been in a traumatic experience.
The Children and Family Advocacy Center in Little Falk tells us an estimated $600,000 will be cut from its domestic violence resources going into the new year.
Now, what was supposed to be a $4 million project in Fort Smith is nowhere near that amount now. The slides there at the city that they bought for Parrot Island expansion project, which the city bought 5 new slides last spring. They say it was a discounted rate of $4.2 million, which included the purchase of getting them installed. Though now the city has about $650,000 left of that $4.2 million. But it will cost at least $2.5 million to get them installed. City leaders discussed the issue this week.
Jeff, that's unacceptable. You know what I'm ready to do, Jeff? And I'm going to go on record saying I'm ready to sell those slides.
The acting city administrator, Jeff Dingman, says that it was the former city administrator, Carl Gefkin, who negotiated that final price. After the discussion, there was no action taken, though the city says it still plans to install those slides before next spring.